Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. A couple of weeks ago, I did a little poll asking what you all would be interested in seeing, and a lot of you voted for me to kind of make a video on some of the morning rituals that I have that I like to do to kind of set myself up to have a good day. I also wanted to kind of preface this whole video by saying that there's like 8 things in this list, maybe 9 things that I could do in the morning to make myself feel a bit better, to get myself ready for the day, to kind of set myself up for success as far as like my mental health and organization lifestyle stuff goes. But I don't do these every single day. I do not do every single one of these every single day. Some days I don't do any of them, but I kind of just wanted to say that you don't have to have this like perfect rigid morning routine every single morning to have a great day. Part of my morning routine is actually waking up and kind of like checking in with myself and trying to see how I feel, because some days I don't feel like doing these things. Some days I don't feel like doing any of them. I feel like doing something else. So do not feel any pressure to do all of these things. You don't have to do any of them on some days, and you can just do 1 or 2 of them on other days when you're feeling like it. The point is just find something that works for you, that is sustainable, and that's going to make you feel better on the day that you need it, and also in the long term, because you're only doing things that you feel like doing on the days when you feel like doing them, which is a lot more sustainable than trying to force yourself to do a bunch of things that you don't want to do. So I would say the first thing that I do is kind of like more about what I don't do. And that is I just try to avoid my phone. This is one of those morning rituals that I very often am unable to do. I'm really bad at grabbing my phone in the morning and looking at it and like checking the email and what the weather is going to be like. And those things are pretty harmless, but then from there, it's just too easy to get sucked into social media. So on a good day, I try to not look at my phone for as long as possible, as long as I absolutely can. Things that help with that would be moving your phone from beside your bed to like far enough away from your bed that you can't reach it from bed. Also investing in an alarm clock, which like isn't even that much of an investment these days. You can get one from the thrift store for probably like $5, and then you don't have to worry about turning off your phone alarm and then getting sucked into social media right when you wake up. The next thing that I do is I try to get outside as soon as possible. This sometimes is easy for me just because usually I'll get up to water the garden, and I kind of have to do that. I am someone who believes in earthing. In fact, I'm pretty sure that there have been like studies done on it that say that like getting your bare feet on the ground in the morning and like getting out in the sunshine and stuff is really good for boosting your mood and for kind of giving you a good start to the day. So I try to do that in the morning as soon as I possibly can. Often I'm walking to a cafe and that's when I get to get outside, or I'm going out to water the garden. Even if you like live in an apartment with a balcony or something, I found that when I lived in a high-rise with a balcony, even just going out on the balcony, it was really helpful and made me feel better. Kind of just like feeling the outside air, getting some fresh air. And if you are in a high-rise, I feel like it can't take more than 10 minutes to just like take the elevator downstairs, go out front or out back or wherever you can find a patch of grass and just stick your feet in it. You might look a little crazy, but also if you feel better, then it doesn't matter. Another morning ritual that I try to do, and I have been trying to do a lot more lately, I just find that on some days it gives me the boost that I really need, and that is to kind of get ready for the day. I find, especially because I work from home or I work remotely, so I can work anywhere, which means I often work from home. If I don't get ready, I don't feel as awake and I don't feel as ready to start the day. And I'm also partnering with Ana Luisa on this video. Honestly, putting on jewelry is something that has made me just feel so much more ready for the day in the morning. And I've found that a lot of my expression and a lot of like the finishing touches of me getting ready tend to be the jewelry that I'm wearing. And Ana Luisa has been great for that. I have been working with them for the past couple of years or so, and I have been wearing their jewelry, some pieces, nearly every single day since I first started working with them. Some of the first pieces that I ever got from them were some of my favorites and some that I still wear to this day, and they have yet to like tarnish or start to look like they're multiple years old, which I feel like is great because Ana Luisa, as far as higher quality jewelry goes, is very affordable, and they have so many different options as far as the styles and the designs go that I really love and that I think really align with like the kinds of styles that I want to wear. Like I have a little star necklace on today that I've had for over a year, and then a little simpler necklace, and then like a sun one that I've also had for a long time. I am the kind of person that is somewhat irresponsible with jewelry. I tend to wear it to bed, to sleep, to work out, into the ocean. I'm trying to think of other things that are bad for jewelry. Basically, I don't generally take it off. Usually in the mornings, if I'm getting ready, I'll like switch it up. Like I'll put in some chain earrings instead of my usual like the little dagger one that I usually wear. Or I'll like swap out the necklaces depending on what I'm wearing and if I think something would look better. But beyond that, I pretty much wear it constantly, which I know is generally not good for jewelry, but it also speaks volumes to the quality of Ana Luisa. To know that, like, you know, you can get a really beautiful piece of jewelry, piece of gold jewelry for around $100 from a company that is trying to do better, and you're gonna wear it for 2 years straight and basically put it through hell, and it's still gonna be in this good of quality. So it's just nice. I'm really glad that I've started working with Ana Luisa, and honestly, I would highly recommend them to anyone, and I do actively recommend them to anyone. I'll also leave a link down below so that you can check them out. But putting on my jewelry and like picking my jewelry for the day is definitely something that helps me kind of get ready and feel ready for the day and feel like I'm like put together. I also try to do some sort of like physical mindfulness activity. So like, I feel like I try to do mindfulness in the morning just because it's easiest for me to do that, because it feels like my brain is not full yet. And there's two parts to that. So there's more of like an internal mindfulness, and then there's like a physical, or rather maybe an intellectual mindfulness piece and then a physical mindfulness piece. So as far as physical mindfulness goes, I try to do something that moves my body, or just that gets me into my body, that gets me thinking about how I'm physically feeling, whether that's yoga or a workout in the morning if I'm feeling up for it. If I'm feeling up for something high intensity, then I'll go and get my workout done right in the morning, either a run or going to the gym. If I feel like I need something a little less, then I'll do something that's like yoga just in my room, or I will go for a walk outside, which is another great way to like get the movement in and also get outside. If I want even less than that, I will do like a meditation. Even though meditation is a pretty mental thing, it's more so about being like fully present in your body as well. So I find meditation to be very physical for myself. And if I'm not feeling like doing anything high intensity, then meditation is just like a good way to go for me. And as far as intellectual mindfulness goes, I am a big journaler. I take breaks, kind of like I'll stop for a couple months or a couple weeks and then I'll pick it back up again. But especially in the morning, it's just so easy to immediately start thinking about all the things that you have to do, and if you're going to be late for something and what's on the to-do list for the day. So sitting down and journaling out my thoughts is always beneficial for me. I'm someone who brain dumping is like so helpful, because it feels like my brain is full so often that getting it out on paper feels like I'm emptying it, and then it feels like I have all of my thoughts and worries and stresses and they're all out of my brain and I can actually address them rather than just like getting overwhelmed. So I really do love journaling in the morning. I know that people recommend it all the time, but genuinely, even if it's just a couple words to like write out the stresses that you're already having, or like worries that you have for the day, or like pieces of gratitude that you have, it kind of just sets you up for being like mentally there with yourself. One of my big morning rituals is also to make a to-do list, which can sometimes be counterintuitive if you're someone who stresses out over having too many things to do and being overwhelmed. But make a to-do list and make it fun. And I feel like it sounds kind of like a silly thing, but I've found that since I switched over from having an agenda that I was making my lists in to having a bullet journal where I had more creative freedom to like doodle and add other little things that I wanted to add, and like lay out some lists differently than others and set up my days differently than some, just having like more freedom to like set up my day and write my to-do lists honestly made it so much more enjoyable and so much less overwhelming, because I was having fun actually like creating my plan for the day or for the week, rather than just putting it into an agenda, being restricted by how many lines I have there, and just seeing the same thing over and over again. For some people that works really well. I'm not one of those people. I need to like change it up a little bit and keep it interesting. So, and why not? Just make your to-do lists fun. Make your agendas fun. They may as well be. And then an honorable mention that I wanted to add is that if you are someone who already has the habit of like going on social media immediately in the mornings, which I generally have the bad habit of doing, I would honestly recommend trying to replace the other social medias with Pinterest. I started doing this because I found that I was spending too much time on Instagram and TikTok, and it was especially easy to go on those right in the morning. So I deleted both of those from my phone and I kept Pinterest, and I found that going on Pinterest was just so much more positive overall. And to be fair, my algorithm on Pinterest already knows the kinds of things that I want. So like if your algorithm on Pinterest is giving you things that are negative, then this isn't really a good tip. But for me, my algorithm gives me like writing advice and visual art and like beautiful places to travel and little recipes and like herbalism and stuff like that, and motivational, inspirational quotes and quotes on like writing and stuff like that, and like beautiful fantasy artwork. So my Pinterest algorithm already knows that I want those things, and therefore that's what my feed looks like on Pinterest. And I don't often find it recommending like other things that I'm not interested in. So I found that that was actually like a really healthy switch for me, because instead of looking at like a social media feed that was recommending a whole bunch of other things that I wasn't interested in, but that I could get like sucked into in a negative way, instead I was just looking at like inspiring quotes and artwork and writing and things like that right in the morning. So that's an honorable mention, because I feel like that's a nice little morning ritual that I swapped instead of looking at other social medias. Those are pretty much all of my little morning rituals. Again, I kind of cycle through them. I don't do all of them every single day. I'll pick and choose depending on how I feel when I wake up. I have before made a little like list of things like this and just like put it up on my wall. I think this is what it looked like, just so that I had all of those as a reminder. So like when I woke up in the morning, I could look at it and be like, this is what I feel like doing today. I don't feel like doing that. I'll do these things instead, kind of thing. But I find that all of those different things really help me to have a much more positive day and like set my day up for success. Also, again, I would highly recommend checking out Ana Luisa. I've worked with them for multiple years now, and their quality is just so wonderful. Like I said, I wear it all the time, even when I definitely absolutely should not be wearing it. So if you're interested, I will leave them linked down below, and I highly recommend checking them out because it's just so beyond worth it for the price that they offer for. Obviously, they also have other company values that I really align with, including reducing waste and reducing their carbon footprint and just implementing more ethical practices in general. So would highly recommend. I will leave them linked down below because honestly, my jewelry has become like such a big part of kind of getting myself ready for the day. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smile, and I will see you in the next one.